She goes, well, does X run a slant on 618? And I was like, oh, well, yes, they do actually. So I was caught red-handed.
So we were just talking about your interest in surfing.
Yeah, started doing it some in Mexico. Well, actually, first time I did it was on our honeymoon in Maui. And we kind of loved it, picked it up pretty quick. Haven't always lived in places that were conducive to surfing, and yeah, recently I've kind of repicked it back up here.
Do you think you'll do it more and more?
I think so. I think I will, especially in the summers here as it warms up and we get a little bit of downtime. I mean, being so close.
What do you mean as it warms up? This is like always warm. And I mean,
I'm already spoiled
That's
LA
when you
guy,
know
right?
you're,
Yeah, exactly. I'm official now.
Right. So you were saying this is a good place to take the dog?
Yeah, we've got a big dog that's
what kind of dog?
She's a golden doodle. She's fun. We get her out and let her walk, and yeah, hard not to enjoy this.
And on a Saturday afternoon game, you were saying?
Yeah, so if we get a Saturday like evening or night game, and you've got a little bit more time before the game, typically on Friday mornings I'll come down here and I'll take the girls to school, which I don't get to do all the time, and then pop down here for like just 30 minutes and walk the dog and just get away. In a game week, 30 minutes feels like hours.
In those situations, you thinking about anything, or are you literally thinking about nothing?
I'm so much into the game at that point, and then I'll occasionally kind of come out to reality a little bit and kind of like, wow, it's kind of crazy we live here, or I drift in and out, I guess you would say. But it's just like I always feel like when I do it, I get back in the car and I'm like refreshed, like, all right, let's go. It's time now.
But even when you're out here, you're in game mode. I mean, like you're thinking through.
Yeah, it's hard to leave it.
Like, what will you think about?
I start thinking about situations that'll come up, plays we're going to call, what I do if this happens. I mean, it just never stops during the week. It never stops. Because there's literally a million different things that could happen, and we got to be prepared for every single one of them.
And do you like that your mind's that way?
There's times I wish I could turn it off. I wish I had a switch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even during the season, just like falling asleep sometimes is difficult because I feel like I go to sleep thinking about it, I dream about it, and I wake up thinking about it. And there's times where I wish I could control that a little more.
What will you dream about?
Caitlin has. It's a pretty funny story. She told me one night that I was talking in my sleep. This is when we were at Texas Tech. And I said, no, I wasn't. She said, yeah, you were actually coaching me. And I said, no, yeah, right. I thought just exaggerating. She goes, well, does X run a slant on 618? And I was like, oh, well, yes, they do actually. So I was caught red-handed. So
in your sleep, you're like
yelling
plays at her or something?
I don't think it's a common occurrence, but it obviously has happened. So yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
I know you run at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but have you allowed yourself to take a minute and recognize like all the hard work paying off and the appreciation for your success?
I've been better at it here. I've really made a conscious effort to say, I'm not gonna do this for forever. Like, I gotta enjoy this a little bit more. And I think when I do, I'm in a better frame of mind, and it rubs off on the players, rubs off on your family. I mean, it's helpful. It's not natural for me to do that. So I feel like I'm kind of always fighting against the grain. But this right here makes it a little bit easier.
I was going to say, if there's ever a place to do it, this is here.
It helps.